I want to do a video that shows how I am reviewing now with the new layout. I've heard a lot of people talk about having to do a lot of scrolling, and I probably do scroll a little bit more than I used to, but I don't feel like I'm scrolling as much as people think, say they are. Partly is because I've just changed the way I process a Wayspot now. So now we're presented with the title and description first. So I read that first. Josephine Baker mural. Mural celebrating Josephine Baker, a famous singer, actress, dancer, and activist who is also a native of St. Louis. Great. That's all fantastic as long as that's really what this is. And then I now go and I process the location. So I always grab, well, first I look to see if you can see it on satellite, but a mural, of course, you're not going to be able to see it on satellite. So then I grab Pegman and I drag it to where the spot is. Now, in this case, you can't see it on satellite. And I'm sorry, not satellite, but on Street View. So I'm assuming that it's probably newer than Street View is. So I might just want to verify that. So I'll click on Google Maps and look. And well, Street View is from August of 22. So, that gives me some information. Then I'll come down and look at duplicates. There's no duplicates, so I'm going to go ahead and mark that button. Of course, I forget that pretty often. Now I'm going to look at, okay, what is the picture? So the picture, sure enough, Josephine Baker. That's a great, beautiful, vibrant mural. And so now I want to compare the building that it's on to the picture of Street View that I'm looking at. And yes, this is the same building. And what's really interesting to me is this is like a corrugated surface here. And I can now see that corrugation also in this. So I am very confident that this actually exists where they say it is. So at this point, I really don't even care what the supporting information is, because now my own evaluation is that this is a good location. I think it's really there. It's an eligible candidate. This is, I'm pretty certain, not a school. I can flip back to the map and scroll down to see if I think that's a school. It doesn't look like a school to me. So I'm just going to start rating it as, yes, it's appropriate. Yes, it's safe. Yes, everything they wrote is accurate. It is permanent. I don't think murals are good for socialize or exercise, but they're good for explore. And it's a mural. And I'm going to mark, well, okay, it's painting. And then I'm going to go back and I will just take a little double take. Yeah, so they don't tell me anything I had not already figured out for myself. So I kind of like this. Now I am scrolling back up just because I want you to look and see how I've done all this. Otherwise, I really would have just been done and come down here to submit and end this. So I personally don't scroll that much more because, like I said, I have changed the way what I'm looking at things. I don't rely on looking at the picture all that much. I'm now looking at the area on the map, which is almost like how I would do it if I was submitting something, right? So I'd go and look and say, can I see the interesting POI on the map just and evaluate it from my own brain without whatever they're telling me about it. Now, if I can't on the map, that's when I've got to rely on whatever they're giving me. But if you also pay attention to the reviews I was doing before this changed, I almost always started with the title and description, and then I would look at the photos. So really the only difference I'm doing here is I'm going title and description and then map. So I've always started with title and description rather than starting with the photo. Anyway, my two thoughts. Maybe maybe you can retrain your brain to think about it differently. It seems to work for me. Maybe it can work for you.